I look atrocious, but you know what? This is mom life, you know? I'm not complaining. Let me see if I can fix this. Kind of makes my zits look less apparent. I don't know. Anyway, on to why I'm streaming right now. Today is my 2 year of sobriety birthday. Before this, I was going to get 9 years, I believe, if I'm correct and remembering correctly. Yeah, 9 years. I was going to get 9 years. So today would be my 11 year had I not had a slip. But I don't know, for those of you that like heard my story or want to hear it, I don't know. It's really all up to you what we do in this stream. I wanted to do some self-care stuff like pluck my eyebrows, possibly get rid of some of these obnoxious zits I have going on. And then maybe we can talk, hang out, all that jazz. But I just wanted to come on as a testimony to say that sobriety is possible. When you're in your darkest moment and shit's just like, it seems like it's not possible, but it is. And I was going to go into some things for TGM. Hi there. Hi. For TTGM. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining my stream. Now, typically, I don't usually, I don't know if have I celebrated my years of sobriety on here? I may have before in the past. I don't remember. I usually don't talk about it too much. So many of you may not even know that I'm in recovery. I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm a little tired, I'm not gonna lie. But what's new? Hi, Golden Stephanie. I'm always tired. Aside from that, I got 2 years sober today. Before that, I would have had 9, but altogether, I would have had 11 years sober today. But shit happens, and yeah, I'm kind of just here to talk about it, or we can talk about whatever you guys want. We don't really have to talk about sobriety per se if you don't want to. If that's something you're not like into. But I would like to share kind of like my experience with it. I just put witch hazel on. I'm breaking out really bad. And I probably won't put makeup on today, but I'm going to do some self-care stuff, which is really important. Something that I don't really get to do very often. Okay, so I used that sheet mask. You don't have to feel embarrassed. I used a sheet mask that I got from BoxyCharm the night before last. And I mean, I was already breaking out heavily, like in my nose area, but it like brought a lot of it like up to the surface, I guess you can say. And I know that's kind of gross, but that's just my life and that's how things are. I've struggled with adult acne. When did I start struggling with adult acne? I want to say when I got pregnant for the first time. Well, nobody can see you, so you're fine, Stephanie. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see, it's really bad. We're both sharing very TMI moments at this time. But yeah, like a lot of you guys didn't know that I'm an alcoholic and I'm in recovery. And yeah, it's not, The easy, congratulations, sweetie. So proud of you. Thank you, Daria Moon. I appreciate you. I appreciate your kind words and your support, and it means a lot to me. It really does. Like, I know, I don't feel like I say it enough. I don't feel like I really express enough, like, how a lot of you guys have been a big part of my recovery, believe it or not. You may be like, how, like, why, but also, I could sit there and blame some of y'all, not you guys personally, but I could sit here and blame some people for my relapse, but you can't really blame anybody for relapse but yourself. And that's the God's honest truth. So, we all do rock, right? What did you say? Appreciate you too, girl. We all do. You rock. Oh, thank you. I mean, I don't really like to share too much on my sobriety, only because I feel like it gets a lot of flack. Like, I feel people don't. One, they don't want to hear about it. Two, they're either drinkers and they're like, well, you know, whoop-de-whoop, you quit, you're a quitter type deal. Or three, they're like, well, you're on so many meds, you're not even sober. I've gotten that a lot as well. And I wanted to kind of get into these things with you guys, like, as I do some self-care, take care of my situation that's happening, and get into that. So, just like a heroin addict would need Suboxone to stay sober, I feel that when you struggle with mental and physical illness, it is important to talk to your doctor. One, make sure they know that you have addiction problems. My favorite, I guess my favorite, what's your favorite drug of choice? They always ask that, and I would say alcohol, because that was kind of what was my favorite. Alcohol would always lead me into doing other things, you know, of course, but it was mainly alcohol, to be blunt and to be real. I was one of those alcoholic addicts that would, and this is before I ended up having kids, you guys. I was sober. How long was I sober before I had kids? I want to say, I can't even do the math. But I had gotten sober way before having kids, way before getting married. I think I was 9 months sober when I met my husband. And I was like, I can't date. I'm in AA. They say wait a year. And we did. We waited. And I mean, I guess he courted me, you know, that whole time. But you know, and then I found out that he was an alcoholic, you know, because I was like, just because I'm not drinking doesn't mean he can't. Like, I'm that type of person, like, just because I can't handle my shit when I'm drinking doesn't mean, like, you can't drink around me, you know. I don't hang out with people that drink, though. I'm going to put that out there because I think it's important. Because I had to change a lot of things about my life in order to get and stay sober. I had to change places. I moved from California somewhere else to a whole different state. 2 states at this point. I moved from California to somewhere else. I changed my job. I was working at like a sports bar type place. So obviously I changed my group of friends. Like, I mean, I had these friends ever since I was in high school, you know, and you really got to change people, places, and things. And I know that just sounds so cliche if you've ever been to a meeting. It's really important to know that you can't kick it with all the same people that you used to kick it with. Hi, Rebel. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Truly, I do. Because I'm going to share a lot of stuff that I don't think I have shared on here before. I'm also going to go into kind of stuff that, like, I think there's many ways to recover. Like, I don't necessarily think, like, I used to be a big AA, like, big book thumper back in the day. And I still go to AA and I still have a sponsor and I still work the steps and I still do all that. But I feel like there's many ways for people to recover and it's not always just AA, okay? So, getting kind of parched already and I barely even said anything. Frick. I've been debating on telling my whole story for many years. And I think I'm going to tell it on my join. I haven't decided when, but I'm going to delve into my full story of recovery. It will be congrats. Well, thank you, lame. I appreciate that. Thank you for the cake. Although I'm all caked out. Cake makes me sick anymore, guys. I used to really like cake, but like now I can't eat it. It's weird. But anyway, I think the frosting's like too rich for me anymore. Like, bleh. But I love like carrot cake and cheesecake. I hope you realize just how brave and strong you are, and sharing your journey truly helps others who are struggling. Aww. Thanks, Daria. I'm not going to pick up my trip until this weekend. I'm going to a meeting that I've only been to like maybe once, but oh, thank you, Boho. That means a lot that you would be here just to say congratulations on your break. Like, that truly means, it's a big deal to me that you would, that's awesome. Like, thank you. I appreciate you and I see you. So true, Daria. Sobriety isn't like a one size fits all, but AA is what got me sober. Okay? That I'm not gonna lie about. That shit got me fucking sober. Okay? If I didn't have it, I probably would not be sober right now. That's just me though. You know, and also my sponsor, she was a big part of it as well. Having someone to lean on, like, okay, let's say you want to go drink or whatever. Oh, thank you, Golden Stephanie. I appreciate that. Like, say you want to go drink, okay, or, you know, you're going to go relapse or whatever it may be. Your sponsor is a person that you can call and be like, listen, I'm having a hard time. Or even if you're not wanting to drink, even if you're just having like a shitty fucking day, your sponsor is someone that you can call and be like, listen, I'm having a shitty fucking day. So, you know, there's a reason why a lot of alcoholics and addicts turn to NA and AA, because you get support. You have people, a room of people that understand what you're going through. They get it, okay? Like, your stories aren't gonna shake them, you know what I mean? You need whipped cream frosting. Kitten. Thanks, Benny. Well, even the whipped cream frosting, I like the way it tastes. But it's a lot less sugary. That's true. Thank you for the $5 super chat. $5 holler. Okay. I'm going to keep my dancing a little to a minimum because this is kind of a serious topic. Unless you just want me to go full pump. It's a serious topic to me anyway. But I have a sponsor that knows. You're gonna make me do it. You're gonna make me. No. I have a sponsor who understands my history. I have a sponsor that's been with Goof. I've coined this terrible dance and now I have to do it every time I get a super chat. It's a $5 holler. You gotta pop your my sponsor's been around since the beginning. Like, well, not since I went to rehab. That's a whole other story. I'm going to get into all that on my join, which I will share with you guys. So if you're not a join member yet and that's a story you want to hear, by all means, join. It's cheap. It's not very expensive. Hi, Tammy. I'm not going to tell my whole story right this very moment. You simply adore me. Thank you. I adore you. Um, my sponsor, she was around when I got out of rehab and I moved to a certain state. And I left California. I left my sports bar job. I left my friends, um, and I came here, and it was like I came, I moved, and I met my sponsor at a meeting. Well, it wasn't the first time I went to this particular meeting, but I kept coming back to this meeting. First, it was kind of like weird. There weren't very many people there, and I'm like, how am I going to get better here? That's another story I can get into on my join. But I eventually ran into my sponsor. I believe she was getting her third year when I met her, and she just started crying. She was just crying, and she was so vulnerable. And I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling. Like, the street that the meeting was on was around a bunch of bars. I just wanted to go drink. I was like, this is lame, dude. Like, I need to get myself a sponsor, because that's what these people are saying in here. That you have to go get a sponsor. You have to go work your steps. You got to go do that. And I was just so sick and tired of being a drunk that I was willing to do anything that a group of alcoholics would tell me to do just to stay sober. So she started crying about the chip, how it says, to thine own self be true. And her just rawness and realness like made me ask her to be my sponsor, because I was trying hard not to be vulnerable, but I realized that her vulnerability is what was keeping her sober. And so I asked her, and she said yes, and she's still my sponsor to this day. She knows about the medications that I am on. She knows about because for the first 3 years of my sobriety, like, I white knuckled it. I did not want to go to the doctors about my problems, about my sleeping problems, about my, I'm not getting into that, but I was scared because, technically, and you can consider a doctor as a drug pusher, you know what I mean? That's how I felt that they were. But finally, I, got into mental health help, and I spoke with a doctor, because they were like, my husband was the one who actually got me into the mental health. Well, he wasn't my husband at the time. Yeah, he was my husband at the time. He was the one who was saying, like, listen, being up for weeks on end is not normal. Like, you need to go see somebody. And I'm like, I was working this job at the time. I was just like, I was like, okay. Well, you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, and he said that. But, like, therapy and my doctors and my team that I have and still have, even though it may be a different group of doctors and a different team and a different psych doctor. I wish I would have done it a lot earlier, but they tell you in AA to just, go cold turkey. Don't take any medications. Just, like, of course, safely. Like, don't just quit your meds, obviously, because a lot of medications you have to wean off of. But they say, just be purely sober for the first year and see how it feels. And this is where I get into why I'm not a big fan of AA 100%, because sometimes the people in the meetings, like, they're just so, what's the word? Like, it's only one way or no way, and I don't like that. I don't like anything like that. Anything that's just like, or people that are just like, this is how it is, like, it bothers me that, my cat's gonna be a butthole. That's fine. So, I mean, in the beginning, yes, it helped me, but I was white knuckling, and I'm not gonna lie. I have someone close to me right now that is an alcoholic and does not want help. It's so hard to see a person suffer through this and feeling helpless. Yes, and you know what? They have meetings for, like, people that have family and friends or people that are alcoholic. It's called Al-Anon. I don't know if you're familiar with Al-Anon, Tammy, but I go anywhere. I go, like, WB Frog. Oh, the water bird. It gets rid of nerves every time. Um, there's Al-Anon. They have groups for people that are struggling to deal with alcoholics, and they're really good as far as I know. I think I went to a couple Al-Anon meetings in my history of being sober. Okay, yeah. So you know the deal. Daria, get yourself a little treat for being a fabby human. Love you, girl. I love you too. And thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Like, I really honestly do. Like, you guys. I'm a puppet. I'm not gonna. I did a little one. $20 hauler. But, like, I'm not on here to like get super chats or anything like that. I just want to kind of share, you know, my story. Not all of it. Oh. $20 hauler. To share a piece of my story, shall we say. Thank you, Daria. Again, it means a lot. I just feel icky and gross. Like, I just don't feel cute right now. But I felt actually that was even better to be like, hey, it's just me. I'm raw. I have no makeup on. I'm breaking out. I've been in the sun all weekend, so my melasma is like pissed at me. Family members have suggested treatment centers. She doesn't want any part. Yeah, well, you can't get anybody sober, as you know. You know, from going to Al-Anon. You can't. They have to want it for themselves. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. Yeah, she hasn't hit her bottom yet. And I'll speak about my bottom on my join, only because I don't feel like it's something that I want to openly put out there. Because I have kids, like, you know what I mean? I don't want. Yeah, they have to do it themselves, Benny, right? I don't want to put too much out there. Like, I don't mind sharing, like, on my join, for example, like, my experience, strength, and hope from, like, beginning to end. Well, it's not ending, it's still going. But, on, like, just on here, I don't feel comfortable with doing that. There's a reason why it's called Alcoholics Anonymous. Typically, you know, you get to stay anonymous for the most part, unless you're like me and you say, hey, everyone, I'm an alcoholic in recovery. But the nitty gritty and the details, I don't feel need to be put on here full blast. Like, it can be for my join members, and that's that. Don't take it personal. But my sponsor has seen me through a lot. She has seen me through my first 3 years where I was totally white knuckling it. I wasn't happy. Like, people were acting happy, and we'd have parties and stuff, and I'm just like, this isn't fun. Like, I'm never gonna have fun again. Like, that's how I thought. Like, I was like, this is bullshit. I was just so miserable. Until I got into therapy. And I got prescribed some medication, and there goes my medication story. You know, I went from 16 meds. I think I'm down to 9 at the moment. Well, 10, because I'm weaning off of one of them, but I got a new one, so I kind of just replaced it. But that is where I feel that AA isn't necessarily. I mean, it's a great place to stay sober. And I still, like, as I said, I still go to meetings, I still have a sponsor, and I still work the steps. But I think they're too quick to judge, like, somebody who's on medication, or, like, for example, my sponsor does not judge me at all. I've been upfront with her about every medication that I take, um, prescribed. Okay. And her whole take on it was, as long as you're not misusing anything, like you're not misusing it, you're honest with your doctors and your psych doctors, and they have a close eye on you, and you're not tempted to misuse anything, she doesn't see a problem with it. So that's kind of been where I'm at. All your life you've been surrounded by addicts. I am so sorry, Tammy. Yeah, like I could attest to that too. Um, More so drinking though. It was more alcoholic. That is hard. It is. It's very powerless. And the thing about alcoholism and addiction is it's a very selfish disease. Like it's not you're just not I mean, I hate to say this because you're not choosing it. You know what I mean? It just happens. Like I know that sounds weird and you're like, "What? How so?" And it's just that's how it is. Um yeah. You can't help all of them, and it's true. And I just don't share about like the medications that I'm on. Like when I'm in a meeting, I just talk about my problems with alcohol. That's it. I don't sit there and share all my, But I do mention that I am in therapy, and stuff like that. But I think paired, because a lot of us alcoholics, we're self-medicating. Especially addicts, so alcoholics, we self-medicate. Okay, and that's kind of how we dealt with life. Um, or maybe, what makes an alcoholic, what makes an addict, is if it affects your real life. You know what I mean? And when I relapsed a couple years ago, 2 years ago to be exact, I was in a rough spot. There were no meetings because of COVID, and I wasn't really taking care of myself as far as my AA goes in general. COVID scared the crap out of me. I thought like it was the end of the world, legit. I really did. And Hubs and I were fighting. Like it was. I mean, there was a number of things that happened that led to me relapsing 2 years ago. But I've been told a sip is a slip, and I didn't lose all that time. So technically, I'm 11 years sober. It's not like I went out on a bender and was like gone for a month or something like that. Um, which I like that because if they like for example, my home group, they were like, no, you still have that time. You still have that um, knowledge, the tools. I had to raise my late sister, 2 girls. Oh, because she was an addict. Yeah. She passed at the age of 62. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, and it's cunning and it's baffling and it's powerful. And that's a quote in the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous about alcohol. Because it'll sneak up on you. You'll think you're fine. You'll think, oh, I don't need a meeting, or I don't need to talk to my sponsor, or I don't need to talk to another alcoholic. I'm okay. I got this. But the more you keep doing that and pushing help away, you're just asking. You're just asking to get drunk again. Like, it's just a matter of time. This is for me. Like I said, everyone has their own journey to recovery. And with AA, like I take the good from it and leave the rest. Like anything else that, let's say someone doesn't use Listerine because it has alcohol in it. You know what I mean? And that person thinks anybody who uses Listerine, they're going to relapse or something like that. You know what I mean? That person's an individual. Okay, I'm not going to base my whole experience on AA because of one person. And I see a lot of alcoholics and addicts do that. They go, oh, well, that, this person, or I haven't had a DUI, or I haven't, been to jail, or I haven't, you know, drinking in days in a row. Like, so I'm surely not as bad as them. And so they just leave. And then they come back and they're like, oh shit, now I've caught a case and here I am. I've seen it happen so many times. Being an A for so long, you see a lot of that. Like, people die. People die because of this sickness. They fucking legit do. And so I take it seriously. I do. I take it very seriously. And there's such sadness in the world, yeah. No one wants to be reliant on something that steals their lives, yeah. Um, and I think that's kind of what set me into my relapse, was that, like, just everything just seemed so, like, out of a movie, like a doomsday movie or something. Like, it didn't help that I wasn't staying close with my sponsor. It didn't help that the meetings were shut down. They were all online. Some of them, not my home group one. But I mean, if I had a conscious contact with my higher power, and I was staying involved and was contacting my sponsor on a regular basis, I wouldn't have relapsed 2 years ago, if that makes any sense. So, I know it sounds stupid. If you're struggling right now, go to a meeting. Go to a meeting. And you have to find a good meeting, because there are meetings that are, I call them sick meetings, where it's just a bunch of doom and gloom, and there's no, like, they don't share, like, okay, it's not supposed to be a roundtable therapy session meeting. Essentially, it kind of can be, but you're supposed to really focus on your problems with alcohol and how you got out of it. You know what I mean? That's why I use therapy for my therapy sessions. Does that make sense? So when I go to AA, I focus on my drinking, how I stopped. Because that's a good meeting. You know what I mean? When a really program-based meeting is a good meeting. I've had political hate too. Yeah. Well, I just like anything that divides people. Um, I don't like a lot of people think AA is a cult, and by all means, there are definitely different ways of getting sober. AA is not for everybody. I'm just telling you how I got sober and how I continue to stay sober. That's it. You know what I mean? So you can take it from me, or you can just figure it out on your own, whatever. But it helps to have a support group where a group of individuals understand. You know what I mean? They get it. That helps. It's huge. So I'm not going to dog AA completely. I'm just saying there's some AAs that, like, if you're on any kind of medication, they think you're not sober. And that bothers me a great deal, because that's actually how I'm staying sober, is my medication. If I did not have my medication, I would fucking lose my shit. I'm just being real, okay? And, my sponsor knows everything about me. She knows my day-to-day, she knows. And she saw how I suffered in the beginning and how it was hard for me. And it's not like I'm a repeat relapser. I've only relapsed once in my entire alcohol recovery career. For those of you that have relapsed 100 times and you're just now getting sober, it does not matter. Being sober today is all that really matters. Period, point blank. If you're sober today, fuck yeah. Worry about right now. Yeah, cannabis is your medication, and without I'd be flopping. Yeah, totally. I never want to live in California. Me either, Tammy. Ben loco e man seas. Actually, Tammy. I just want to make sure you're... Sorry, I had to make sure it was you before I made you a mod. Because Tammy's been around. Weren't you a mod? I thought you were. Anyway. Tammy's been around for a very long time. So, oh God, no filter, please. I thought you had one. Anyway. Love the East Coast. So, like, I never thought I would relapse while having kids. And granted, my kids have never seen me drunk, okay? My kids have never seen me high or, you know. But I did relapse when Buddy was 1 and Baby Girl was 3. 2 years ago. 4. But I never expected that. See, this is why alcoholism and addiction is so scary. It's because you don't expect it to happen. You don't go, oh, you wake up one day and you're like, oh, I want to be an alcoholic. You know, I mean, my mom always warned me. She's like, you have it in your blood. You know, I'm an alcoholic. I can't drink. You have it in your blood, girl. You're Chippewa and Irish. It runs in your veins, you know. And I'm not to say every Irish person or every Native American is fucking an alcoholic. I'm just saying. Yeah, she forewarned me. But what parent takes their parent? What kid takes their parents' warnings, really? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so I kind of just took it as like, well, you know. I wish I would have taken it a lot more serious. But AA is a good place to start. Yeah, it can be genetic, most definitely. And also skip some generations too, though. I've met people that have had like both alcoholic parents, and then they have no problems whatsoever drinking. And I think it's because because I saw some stuff in my childhood that I'm not going to mention, you know, that would prompt me to be like, hey, you shouldn't drink, you know. Both my fathers were alcoholics. My real dad and my stepdad. And like I said, my mom can't drink. So, you know, growing up, I saw and experienced a lot of things that, you know, your run-of-the-mill average kid doesn't. You would think I would take heed of that and be like, oh, that's not for me. No, unfortunately, I did not. You enjoy when people share their stories? Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's an ugly guest that can show up. Yeah. It's not like you're choosing it. It's not like, you know, if you're not staying spiritually connected to higher power, who I like to choose to call God, if you don't have people, if you're not hanging around people that have like minds, like, you know what I mean? If you're hanging out at the bar and you're sober, I mean, you know, sobriety isn't necessarily just about putting down alcohol. It's also a human condition. It's more than just abstinence. Because a lot of times in our drinking or drugging careers, we didn't really care about the others around, the people that we were hurting, you know what I mean? And you have to relearn how to live life. And that's why I like AA, because it's like a guide to like, hey, this is how you become fucking a functioning human being. You know what I mean? And that's why I like it so much, because it delves into your like personal shit, you know? Shit that you have to get over in order to stay sober. So you can't keep using crutches like, oh, well, this happened to me when I was this age, and that's why I'm like so out of control, or, you know, this happened to me because I, you know, or I did this, this, and this, and that, you know, I can't get over that I did these things, you know. AA helps walk you through that, especially if you have a good sponsor to help guide you, which I do, luckily for me. So yeah, I'm 2 years sober today. I would have been 11 years sober. That's okay though. It took me a while to accept that. I was really upset for a minute and pissed off at myself and was angry. And I needed to learn how to chill out and not be so mad, because that would have been another drink. Like if I held on to that like I wanted to, I could have drank over that again. You know what I mean? So it's really important that I allow myself to move on, and it's okay. It happened. And I've come to terms with that now. For the first year was really hard for me because I just never fathomed I would ever drink again, and the fact that I had, it was just so soul crushing. It was just so, I don't know. I wasn't in a very happy space. Let's just say that. And I feel very lucky to be sober today. And it's just not my own doing that did this. Okay, there's a lot of things that come into play here. People that saw me, just a year ago, I was in a meeting, like, sharing how disappointed in myself I was, and what a shit mom I was. And I can't believe I did that. And everyone's like, well, your kids have never even seen you drink. Like, and then how elitist could I have sounded to these people that have literally are fighting the courts to get their kids back, and I realized that a sip is a slip, and I don't need to beat myself up over it. I don't have to. Not anymore, anyway. Maybe that first year I needed to. I don't know. It's like I had to sit in it for a minute to just really let it resonate, like what I had done and what. It was rough. For those of you who have been watching me long enough, like, I was on YouTube drunk. Like, it was really stupid. It was embarrassing and it was stupid. So yeah, we're no longer there. Okay. Thank the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Because I'm not there anymore. And again, they just ask you to find a power higher than yourself. They don't ask you to be Christian. They don't ask you to be any faith, actually. They just say, find a power greater than yourself, which is another reason why I liked it so much too. Because if they would have been like, let Jesus in, I probably would have been like, peace, like, because that's just, I've evolved into the person I am today for reasons unknown. I don't know. This is just where I'm at now. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for AA. It saved my life. So, for those of you that are struggling, I'll say it again. Get your ass into a meeting. Just do it. Just do what they say. Okay? Do what they say, dude. And you will feel... If you have to go to, like, 3 meetings a day just to stay sober, stay sober, do it. Do it. Like, they say you have to put as much effort into your sobriety as you did your addiction. So if you were a daily drinker, go to meetings every day, if you're a weekend warrior, hit up a meeting every weekend. You know what I mean? But yeah, it means a lot for me to be able to share this with you guys. Not only because it's a big part of who I am, but because I get tears today. I would have had 11. That's okay. I'm not gonna, I was beating myself up so bad, you guys. Like, I was not letting me let go of that guilt for a very, very long period of time. And it is such a gift to yourself to forgive yourself, And I learned how to forgive myself in AA. Sobriety is a mindset, I think, at times. Apex pressure. Apex pressure. You want to reach the comfort. Oh yeah, you want to reach comfort through things that ultimately destroy you. Yeah. An added pressure. Yeah. I do feel others can learn from these talks. Thank you. Um, but yeah, I don't go to AA like I used to. Like I used to go every single week, and I want to get back into like a routine where I am regularly going, but for now I'm just going like every other week, you know. And so far that's been good enough for me. So I go like twice a month, you know. And I go twice a month to therapy. So every week I have something that's keeping me grounded, and in line with what I want for myself and my family. And it's not easy. If getting sober was easy, everyone would be sober, you know. Hi, Fred. I mean, if it was just like la di da, and yeah, people do get sober without going to AA, and that's great, you know. But I think it's more of a mind thing you have to fix. Like you have to fix your head, and AA helps you do that. So does therapy. But I think if you truly are an alcoholic, you can never drink again. Um, the obsession to drink has been taken away from me for right now. And I think that's because I've been forcing myself to go to meetings and forcing myself to go to therapy and all that jazz. You know what I mean? I don't think it's something that you can just. It's something you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life. Like, you don't go all of a sudden one day you're cured and you know you can drink again, like to oblivion. Because that's what I used to do. I used to want to just check out, and I don't check out anymore, and that's a good feeling. So, with that being said, I've been on here talking about my sobriety for 47 minutes. I'm sorry. I do apologize. No, but if it helps somebody, then that means a lot. Like, I want it to help somebody. Because I'm sharing what helped me. So I feel like if someone can get something from that, then fuck yeah. You know what I mean? This is not a recovery channel. I don't. You know what I mean? And like I said, meeting, shopping, and finding a good place to go is really important too, because not every meeting is like good, you know. So, but a meeting is better than drinking. Any meeting is better than drinking. Even the sickest of meetings is better than drinking, in my opinion. That's just me though. But yeah, like I said, you don't have to go to a meeting to recover. Everyone has their own way, and it's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but I'm just saying, I'm sharing how I got sober. I'm sharing my experience. That's it. And if you get something from it, cool. And if not, then fine too. Like, that's not up to me, you know? Always a dental appointment, yeah. I missed my last dental appointment because I was so sick. And they scheduled me out, like, so far out. Like, I hate missing any kind of doctor's appointments because then you get, like, scheduled really far out. But, yeah, that's just my story, and I'm happy to be alive, you know? Like I said, I will share my story in more depth, with more detail on my join, only because I feel it includes some things that I don't need shared on here. It's just strictly for like that little like selective group of people, you know, so they can hear it. Yeah. I don't know when. I've been struggling on when I'm going to share that or how that's going to look, and I just don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know what that's going to look like or what that's going to entail. But I notice every time I get like a year, I'm always like, I'm going to share it on my join, I'm going to share it on my join, and I never do. So, I'm so brave. Oh, thanks, Daria. I don't, like, I feel like I'm not. Like, I feel like I'm just your average person that has a problem. I have a lot of problems, but I still manage, you know. He gets the new leg hopefully next week, maybe the end of this week. Oh, you'll be dancing by the 4th of July. Good for you. I'm so excited for him. That's actually a really big deal. That's huge. It's good news. Sorry, I just came on here to do some self-care and like talk about my sobriety. I didn't really have anything planned for today. Like there wasn't. Oh, and I thought, okay, another off topic. Let's move on from sobriety. Um, my I ordered some stuff for the giveaway a long time ago. Like last month, it was when they had buy one get one or something like that from the drop shop, and it's still not here. Like it's just been floating around on the East Coast, like, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is it taking so long? Usually I like FedEx. Usually FedEx is really good, but like this time around they're kind of being buttholes, and but I still, the giveaway is until August anyways. So like it's not like it has to be here today or anything, but it's just been a long time. Like I'm just like, really? Like I got my boxy charm before I even got the stuff that I ordered. Everyday life is a struggle, period. You are brave to stay above addiction and make it through life, ups and downs, period. Well, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me that you can be here for me and listen. You know, that's everything. Like, yeah, you look so pretty, Betty. I saw you. I was actually in there at the towards the end. Well, I think it was towards the end because when I came back, you were gone. When you were sitting down and you were showing the little troll merry-go-round, I was in there and then I had to leave. And then I came back and you were already offline. So I was like, well, I guess it's over. But yeah, you looked great. Like you looked really good. I'm still down to do that pride look if you want to. Um, I just have a few things going on this week. Like we probably do it this weekend on your channel if you want. Um, I'm seeing a friend that I haven't seen in like 3 years. I have, yeah, oh cool, yeah. Do makeup car dancing with Benny. um, yeah, no, I was there. I just wasn't talking. A lot of times I do just go in to y'all's streams and I don't see anything. I'm just like a lurker, you know what I mean? Thanks, April. Yeah, you looked fabulous. Like I was like, what? You had your hair down. I'm like, this bitch. Okay. You know, like you clean up nice, girl. Um, yeah. Thanks, April. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows and possibly put sunblock on my face, and because we're gonna go for like a hike after the kids wake up from their nap. I was at my mom's all weekend until yesterday because it was Father's Day. We did cake, dinner, um, it was a good time. No. Always liquor. I won't repeat the second part. You used to be pretty long. You still are. I say that about myself. Like, I used to be pretty, but in all honesty, me at 120 pounds at the age of 21, I'm a mom now. I'm approaching 40. Of course, I'm going to look different. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's less pretty, it just means different. So, like, I try to keep myself from talking down to myself, looks wise, everything wise. Hello, Tabby. Stefan. I hate my turkey name. There, I said it. Dude, you know what? There's a lot of things about myself that I can say I hate, but my husband is happy, you know, and that's really all that like matters. He's really the only person that I would want to like have me think that I'm hot, you know? You know what I mean? Like, as long as he still thinks I'm hot, that's all I'm worried about, really. Um, I'm good. So I'm gonna pluck my brows. I'm pretty sure I have psoriasis. My mom has psoriasis, and I have to go to a dermatologist, so I know I'm not diagnosing myself with psoriasis. But she gave me her cream, like for her psoriasis, and I put it on the patches that I think are psoriasis, and they just like cleared up over the weekend. I'm like, well, not fully, but like they're not raised anymore. It's smooth. It's not itchy. It's not scaly, and so that makes me think I have psoriasis. You know what I mean? Plus, it runs in my family, so it's lovely. My husband never complains about the way I look, but he damn well complains about everything else. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm only worried about how, as long as he still thinks I'm attractive, then we're good. Then I'm doing something right, you know? If like self care is so important, and sometimes I let myself go, and that's because I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and sometimes like all their needs will be met and mine won't be, and that's okay. That's a part of motherhood. Um, I'm not complaining at all. I'm just saying it's my reality. Um, but yeah, it's nice when I get time to like have a little hour chat with you guys, or I'm able to play with makeup or what have you, or do my giveaways, and I mean, you guys help me out a lot. Starts from the inside, yeah. It does. I think so. Artist. Hi, doll. You just missed the whole sobriety conversation. I just checked it. It's official. Dari, right? She is. You should see her in her dress. Like she wears these like oh, she's so cute. Like I want to be that cute. My 60s. Like I feel like my 60s are gonna be my peak. You know what I mean? Or maybe my 50s. Like I just want to get healthier and plus my physicals. My oh physical store is the bottom of your home license. Yes. I feel you have 2 months and 1 year. Oh yeah. What sleep again? Right? Yeah. Like I'm just so. Most days I feel like I'm walking around in a dream because I'm so tired, and that's why I drink Rockstar. I know it's not good for you, but it's the only way I'm awake right now. So you gotta pick your poison. Not sponsored, right? It ain't. You gotta pick your poison, man. And caffeine and caffeine of any kind is like my jam. Like, but it needs to be really strong coffee, super strong. I ran out of my Skinny Brew coffees because those were really good. They had as much caffeine in it as I believe it's one of these. Yeah, it was 250. We know. Yeah. So it has to be. I can't even see what. It doesn't say. I'm sure it does. I just can't find it because my contacts are wonky. That's okay though. Oh, there it is. Caffeine, 160. Maybe it was 150 then. Because it had the same amount of caffeine as these do. But I don't have the money for those anymore, so I turned to the next best thing, which is my rock stars. You chat about everything. You know what, Tammy? Your channel's so relaxing. Like, um, I love the way you fiddle with paper. I'm such a dork. I'm sorry. I need to do more ASMR because like I don't do it enough on my channel. But again, I've explained this. Like I have to be feeling it in order to do it. Otherwise, it doesn't sound right. But if you just did like a whisper stream where you did your little junk journals or whatever, like you know, like while you whispered, oh my god, heavenly. Like just do it. Just one. Yeah, because just the way she places paper and it's like it's very relaxing. Because I'm not a crafty gal. I'm not by any means. I'm not crafty. Well, I guess I kind of am crafty because I can paint my face quite well. Who abused me? Nobody. No one's abused me. Who abused you? It's an open share chat if you'd like to share. Sister Hazel. Okay. I'll look it up, Betty. That's a lie. Not a very good detective. Oh! Nobody. I abused myself quite a bit in my drinking career, I must say. Granny paddle. Don't make us make you disappear. You took 4 years of psychology? Shit. Damn it. Try to figure it out. Try and figure it out. Oh no. These eyebrows are out of control. Please ask for your money back. Well, maybe he has some insight, guys. Hold on. Let him speak. Hold on, guys. Like 4 years, that's a long time. I took psychology in college and I aced it. Like a bad motherfucker. I was a bad motherfucker. I was like, I'm gonna be a psychologist. And I realized, no. Wasn't for me, you know? It just wasn't. Like, I just can't explain that it was not. It just wasn't. Like, that's... I liked it. I enjoyed my psychology course I took. Greatly. My mom never had a boyfriend. She wasn't a skank. Sorry for those moms that have had boyfriends. Doesn't mean you're skank. Not like Uncle Joe and Uncle Jack and Uncle Ronald and Uncle Bob are coming up in the house all hours of the night, John. That's not how I was raised. And I wasn't molested, if that's what you're insinuating. No, I couldn't, Benny. I would go insane. Like, I'd be like, I'd probably go back to drinking. No. Everyone, like, listen, I can't help you, dude. You gotta help yourself on this, you know? That would be my answer to everything. And then that would be my purpose. Like, I would be a bad psych doctor. Come on. I'm not going to tell you anything. If you would like to know more about my personal situations in life, join my join. It's like only $1.99 a month or something. I'm gonna open up on about my recovery story, and you'll learn all the answers you'll need to your question. Well, then buy a Coke instead. Like, this is bothering me, this stupid hair. Come on. Yeah, hit the thumbs up at least. Or the thumbs down. Either one, it helps. I feel like my eyes are just so tired looking. I'm gonna use you guys. Come on, these aren't my favorite tweezers. By the way, don't you hate when you lose your favorite pair of tweezers? I have a weakness for root beer. I like root beer with ice cream. No, you don't have to time him out. I only time out people if they're being like racist or like derogatory or like doxing shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like they have to be doing something that's like really bad. Desert effects there. Like they have to be like bad, 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 bad. Like, you know, like, like I don't know. People can be in here that don't like me. It's fine. I don't care. It's okay. Look at how long. Look, I need to trim my eyebrow hair. Should I just wear my eyebrows like this? Difference of opinion. Yeah, I actually quite like difference of opinion. Been here, done that. Thumbsies. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. They're awake. And I didn't get to my self-care. Well, talking about my sobriety is in and of itself kind of like self-care, but it's more spiritual than like physical or visible. That was a short nap. They didn't nap. Really? Nicotine gum. What was my vice? Alcohol. And anything that would make me feel not present. Oh, and Rockstar. We have something in common. Nicotine gum. Oh, makeup. How can I forget like my biggest vice in the world? Hello. Wow. I'm just talking like something I wouldn't like live without. I can live without makeup. You know, nicotine gum and Rockstar, not so much. Just saying. Why the trans thing? What about trans? What? You asked me if I'm trans? No, I'm not trans. I'm a woman. A real woman. I've made 2 babies. Not that trans women aren't women. I'm just saying, like, I actually have birthed 2 children. You know what I mean? I'm not saying trans women aren't women. I'm just saying, like, I'm a woman. Spanx. That's a butt. That's cute. I like that. Looks like a butt. We're all human. Amen. That we are. Well, thank you. An excellent representation at that. I am all women. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Daria. He control. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's ridiculous. Why two C-sections? But that's birth, in my opinion. Ow. Both my pregnancies were high risk. Hi, Debbie Alexander. Thank you for saying congratulations on 2 years. I appreciate that. Bowen Stevanovic, hello? You have a degree in counting. No more. No, I got my tubes tied. Because it would be dangerous for me to have any more children. And I'm fertile myrtle, so it's not like me and my husband are gonna practice abstinence, you know what I mean? So I had to do that. I didn't want to. But it was in my best interest. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Ah. Mine's too tired, yeah. The good thing kind of about having like siblings is that they kind of play with themselves. Like they help, like they find things to do together, and it helps because then they, you know, will go play or um, they're at that age where they can like play, you know? It's cute. Like, so it does make a difference in like the time that I can have the time that I can have to reflect on my day-to-day, like making dinner, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what have you. Ow. What the frick? This one's not gonna come out. Like, my eyebrows are so uneven. Like, look how much I have to take in here. Like, I have to take... I need to find my good pair of tweezers. Who am I kidding? This is gonna take far too long. Where's my... Thank you for joining my join. Welcome back. Welcome back, Debbie Alexander. I'm just gonna do it like this. This is like the cheat way. Where have you been? What have you been up to? feel like I need to get like all this hair. Ow. Oh. I almost want one of those eyebrow things. Ah! Yeah, I know. Well, you have to get like the precision ones that are like small. Yeah, trolls can be amusing. I think they're funny. Like, I actually don't really have any issue with trolls. You know what I mean? Ah, like I said, as long as you're not like being completely, um, so as long as they're not being completely like, um, out of hand, like, I have issues when they keep repeating the same dumb crap. But sometimes they just, it helps your views to keep them. You know what I mean? Because your trolls are going to be your biggest watchers. Like people that don't like you, they're going to be your main. Oh, in my case, they're a good part of my AdSense. Like they are one of my biggest fans. You know. He asked 4 to 5 times if I was a male or female. And sometimes like them being able to come in here and be like, "Are you trans?" Like it helps them to stay, you know. And to me, uh, that's not an insult. Spark them trolls with my mascara wand. Pudge is being a butthole, per usual. Yeah, I do think I did a huge disservice to myself when I literally blocked like every troll that came about because I mean, not like there are certain people that need blocked, you know what I mean? But like and there's 3 timeouts before we block anybody, guys. Oh, he got blocked? No. Oh wait, no, he got put on timeout. Okay. I was blocked for no reason. Well, yeah, no, the really bad ones I don't like. probably get going. Like if they're doxing information, or my cat keeps like putting his head in the door and then acting like he's gonna come in and leaves again. It's weird. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah, no, you guys can personally block people, you know, when you don't see them anymore. I have several people like that, and then it sucks because then like I want to become friends with them again, and I can't see them, and then I don't know how to unhide a person, because you can hide whomever you want. Like if someone in the chat room is bothering you, you can literally hide them to where you don't see them. But I don't know how to unhide. If anybody knows that, can you let me know in the comment section below, like how to unhide people? Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and congratulating me on my 2 years. I need to eat something. My sugars are dropping. Oh, he's the first person you've timed out, so there's that. Yeah, I have to eat something. My sugars are dropping, so I'm gonna go. That's the only downside to drinking sugar-free. Oh, really? Thanks. Because I know how to unblock. I just don't know how to unhide. You know? And I have a handful of people that are hidden, and I'm like, can't see ya. Wish I could. I'll have to look it up. But stay positive, even though it's really hard sometimes. And yeah, if you got here at the tail end, you can rewatch, and I talk more about sobriety and all that good stuff. So thank you for being here. Daria, Benny, Debbie, Tammy, who else is in here? Stefan, April. Can't forget April. Oh, I'm scrolling too much. Oh, you don't like people being rude to people? Yeah. I mean, I've pretty much, yeah, it's different. That's a different stream. Bye, guys.